Burnley 1, Palace nil. Here for a reaction of the game. And how can I react to that game? Because going into the game, I was positive, and it looks like I'm a fool now. You can watch the opposition previews at the Burnley fan channel and on our channel here as well, where I was just optimistic. And I understand that before the game, Zaha wasn't playing and he's our best player, but still, we have got good enough players to go out there and get the wins. But once again, typical Palace, 1-0 down. We don't know what to do. And I just want to reiterate this. This is not a Zaha situation. We didn't lose this game because Zaha wasn't playing. Of course, Zaha was a big miss, but we lost this game because for the last 2 years, we don't know what to do when we're 1-0 down. We're lost. Teams can easily sit back, as they did, just like Burnley, and just win. It's simple as that. We saw it against Wolves. I mean, we dominated the second half against Wolves as well, but how many chances did we create? Hardly any. It's not about possessions. It's about what you do with the ball. And we simply don't know what to do when we're 1-0 down. Now, let's go to the first half. From the get-go, we were poor. I'll be honest with you. From the get-go, the defense just looked uncharacteristic. I don't think that was down to Roy. Look at likes of Cheku Kiyata, who's been one of our best players this season. Scott Dan. All of them lot were just off the pace. And you can't blame Roy for that. I just feel like it was just down to them defensively. But going forward, I just didn't understand our approach. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't understand the approach of just hoofing up to Michy Batshuayi or Jordan Ayew and expecting them to win headers against Burnley. That part makes no sense. And it didn't make sense, and it still doesn't make sense when I'm thinking about it now. But thankfully, towards the end of the first half, we managed to get into the game. And in the second half, look, you can say that we played better. The stats show that. But when you actually think about it, did we play better, or is it down to the fact that Burnley done what Wolves did? They just sat back. They didn't pressure us as they did in the first half, and we just kept the ball. Now, I'm not saying we didn't create chances. We created some chances, and Christian Benteke was through on goal. Brilliant save from Nick Pope. Michy Batshuayi should be finishing that 1v1 against Pope as well. But we still didn't create as many chances as you would think so with the possession that we had in the second half. So it's just, once again, as I said, don't know what to do. And, you know, I'm not surprised. I sound like I'm annoyed, and you might think that. But deep down, I'm just saying, you know what? It's just another game. It's just another game of Roy Hodgson football. Now, I'm not saying Roy should go after this win because, of course, you're not going to, after this loss, and because you're not going to win every single game. But I'm just used to it. You know, this is what you're going to have with Roy. You're going to win a couple of games. You're going to have games like this. As soon as you're 1-0 down, the game is pretty much over. So it was a case of that scenario. I wasn't confident after we went 1-0 down because of how good Burnley are defensively. But, you know, Burnley have been poor all season long. So this isn't a game where we can say, oh, you know what, you lose some type of games. I feel like we should have still done better, even without Zaha. But it's done, and we move on to the next game against Newcastle, where that game now, I don't know what to expect from Palace because we were coming off a 4-1 victory over Leeds, and that's why I was so confident going into this game. Because I know what the likes of Eze can do and what Eze did do this game. I think he was the main positive going forward. Once again, plays out wide, but once he gets into them central areas, he will create chances, and he did create chances. So he had a good game. I guess that was one positive. I thought the midfielders today, they weren't really contributing as much in terms of going forward. But it's just the way that we played as well. We didn't really use them until the second half. So first half, they were quiet. But in the second half, Jairo and Maka got a bit more involved. Schlupp coming on. Thought that was a good positive substitution from Roy. It was early as well. And, of course, he did take off a midfielder. So that was a bit positive from there. But overall, we changed the personnel, but we didn't change the tactics. And I feel like that's why we lost. But let me know what you think in the comments down below of the game, of the result. Do you think we at least deserve the point out of it? Personally, yeah, we played better in the second half, but still, you look at the way that Burnley played, they still had better chances in the second half than we did. They missed some clear-cut chances. So, you know, they deserved it. They deserved the win. Hats off to Burnley, but we just need to be better. We just need to know what we're doing once we're 1-0 down, because for the last 2 years, we just don't know, and it cost us. But yeah, we move on to the next game. Hope you've enjoyed the video.